Hello and welcome to game number 2 between merz and DIMAGA. Merz is playing as the yellow Terran at the lower left hand corner, and DIMAGA will be playing as the red Zerg at the lower right hand corner. This is game number 2. If you haven't seen game number 1, please check it out. I have uploaded that, and it was a really good game between these two players as it showcased some of the great skills of both DIMAGA and merz and how they dealt with adversity. And it looks like DIMAGA might be thinking about expanding as he's saving a lot of those minerals. Minerals, and merz is going to be placing down the barracks at his own base. And around this time, DIMAGA is sending out one drone, and that one drone is going to be doing an expansion possibly. Oh, beautiful Zergs all over the earth. Grab that expansion, start mining that expansion. They got nothing on you, baby. But merz does have a barracks, and he might be building something else directly afterwards as he is preparing a second supply depot. This SCV will be coming into the base of DIMAGA as DIMAGA has placed down his spawning pool. The map is Shakuras Plateau. Is a little bit different from the other maps as it does have one watchtower over here and a secondary watchtower over here. One really cool thing about this map as DIMAGA is grabbing that gas and his opponent has not yet gotten gas yet. I think merz is thinking about expanding as he does have a lot of minerals as well. He has sent one marine over here to try to kill off this overlord. But as I was saying, it's really good that there's an expansion directly in the middle, because usually this is just a path to destruction between two sets of destructible rocks between these two players. So not only will you be able to expand and attack at the same time, you can also pretty much guard your expansion in the middle if you want. And at this time, one drone is going to be chasing down one SCV running across the map. And if we take a look at the minerals income, the Terran player is quite ahead as he hasn't gotten any gas so far, but he will be getting the double gas. So he has spent a little bit more minerals on just getting minerals, and now he will be focusing on gas. It looks like DIMAGA has one gas and will be placing down a roach warren. I really like this setup by both players because I think very soon merz will have a bunker. Yes, that bunker is going to go down. If you have a bunker here, some production facilities around, that is a good wall-in, good solid wall-in. So we will be seeing some pretty solid 2 versus 2 base play from both these players. And DIMAGA is trying to retreat with that overlord as this one SCV is going to come in. We'll see that roach warren. That's very important for merz to have scouted that. There is a factory coming along with the double gas. If we take another look at the income tab, we will see that DIMAGA now has pulled ahead in terms of the minerals gathering, whereas merz is ahead in terms of gas. But I think DIMAGA knows his opponent has expanded, and because of that, his opponent will probably not have that many resources to invest in his army. That's why DIMAGA is marching across the map with these roaches. Normally, I think Zerg won't really show that much aggression, and DIMAGA will be coming in here. merz has nothing but 4 marines at the moment. He's also making 2 factories, it looks like, and that's going to hurt him quite a bit as he's trying to wall off. He doesn't know DIMAGA is coming. DIMAGA has 4 roaches, a huge advantage right now. If he goes inside, he's not going inside. He should be going inside. He takes one shot at the bunker, not the best of ideas. He should run inside because his enemy doesn't really have that much, because when your enemies pulls off SCVs or drones, that signifies he does not have a significant ground force or air force to deal with you. That's why he's pulling off his SCVs or drones or probes to help, and DIMAGA is right now inside the base of merz. He will see the double factory, and DIMAGA knows his opponent is in a little bit of trouble, so he wants to gather as much information and do as much hurt as he can. He does take a shot at this one SCV. The SCV is going down one more shot, and I think this roach is at the end of its life, and it can snipe one more SCV. Yes, he does. Very nice play there from DIMAGA, knowing that his enemy was a little bit weak, going inside, punishing him a little bit. But this gas is not yet saturated, and he's also going to be getting the 3rd and the 4th gas, where his 2nd gas is just getting mined right now. If we take a look at the unit counting station, we see 34 versus 44 favor of DIMAGA, and the research tab also shows in favor of DIMAGA as now they both have 2 gases. But I think merz did have more gas for quite a while there, as he does have more tech because of those 2 factory buildings that had been building when the roaches attacked. And now more and more SCVs are going to be coming out, and more drones I suspect for DIMAGA as well, as we do see a Spire about 50-60% complete for DIMAGA, and DIMAGA is also going to be expanding to the upper right hand corner. This is a very good idea. Because of that attack, merz is probably in a very defensive position as he's putting down additional Marines, not inside of bunkers, but putting and reinforcing his front ramp. We do see Siege Tank coming up, and Siege Tech is also being researched, and both these players are probably trying to gear toward that middle of the game, the mid-game, the middle of the game. What? And Metabolic Boost is being researched for DIMAGA at the moment, as DIMAGA is still scouting the map. He has 2 Zerglings, and these 2 Zerglings will run into some trouble. I think they were gonna go for the watchtowers. 1 Zergling will go down, but that 1 Marine is about half dead and half alive, and the tanks are gonna work on the back rocks. I think merz wants to put some pressure on DIMAGA. If we take a look at both players' screens right now, merz doesn't have too much information on DIMAGA. He only sees the Roach Warren. He has not yet seen the Spire and the Bailing's Nest, I believe. He doesn't see the Bailing's Nest, and he does not see the Spire. And if you look at the cam of DIMAGA, he does see all the building structures except for these 2 newly built barracks that has recently gone up for merz. So that is a scouting information for both players, is that 1 Overlord does get sacrificed. We do see the centrifugal hooks research for the Bailings, very, very useful, making them hit those Marines that much quicker, because the Bailings are going to be super important versus the Bailings. And these 3 Mutalisks will spot there's an army for merz. They might try to harass a little bit, but I think that might not be too great of an idea, as some of these tanks are sieged up. 1 tank is not sieged up. He's trying to pick off 1 of the Marines. He does manage to pick off 1 Marine. And very good player from DIMAGA, putting down 2 spine crawlers, as additional reinforcements are going to be showing up for merz. Merz will be able to attack relatively soon, as his units are going to be 0-0 at the moment. DIMAGA's units may be 1-1 within, looks like, 2 minutes, but that's not going to be too useful, as he really needs more units right now. This is 1 Marine slightly out of position, but there's 1 tank on top, 4 tanks at the bottom. Very, very good. If you want the opponent to charge at you, choke up here and then get splattered by siege fire. And this spine crawler will go up, will delay his opponent just a little bit. This will make those Marines a little bit wary, but it's not going to do too much against siege tanks, because siege tanks have that incredible range. And we do see he's trying to set up the bunker and the missile turret here, as additional reinforcements are going to be coming. And DIMAGA, being very, very smart, is going to come to the side, try to pick off 1 of these siege tanks. Will he be able to do it? Oh, he loses 1 of those Mutalisks, but was able to pick off 1 siege tank. And there's a bunker up inside. There's going to be 3 spine crawlers, a lot of Bailings and Zerglings. We're going to see a huge encounter here, as the population is 100 to 87 in favor of DIMAGA. DIMAGA has not yet gotten a chance to saturate his third base at the upper right hand corner, as he's trying to deal with this harass from merz. I think merz is trying to build the entire base inside of DIMAGA's base, and DIMAGA is not going to have it. He has his queen out of position. The queen is going to go down because he was not on manual controls, on automatic pilot, and automatic pilot is not a good way to control your queens, as more and more troops are showing up. DIMAGA realizes this and is going to send a bunch of Mutalisks to cut off reinforcements. He will be able to cut off that 1 tank that is coming right now, and additional Marines are coming. Might be able to hold us off for quite a bit, as these spine crawlers are going to help him a little bit, but not too much, as a couple of more Marines are picked off as they rally to the troops at the front lines. A lot of Bailings, and I think this is where DIMAGA really needs to make his stand. The Mutalisks are coming in from the back, the Bailings are coming in, the Zerglings are coming in, the Bailings are hitting all the Marines. Very, very good choice there. And the Mutalisks are in the back, cleaning up what is left over, but will he be able to hold? He does take down the missile turret, and these Zerglings are coming in to kill off this set of Marines, but the Marines have done some damage. He's lost a lot of drones, it looks like. A lot more Zerglings will be on the way. And there's 1 missile turret, 1 lonely missile turret hanging out right here, half built. It looks more like a control tower of some sort, but that might go down very soon, as it does go down to the Mutalisks and the Zerglings. Right now, if you take a look at the army size, both players still pretty much about even, 82 to 80, as merz is getting ready for that late game. Possibly he's making double starports. He has a lot of stuff that is not currently producing. I think he will be making 2 additional barracks, and it looks like DIMAGA will be expanding once again. If we take a look at the income tab, DIMAGA is not ahead, as he has lost a lot of drones over here. He's trying to rebuild an army, but at the moment there is an oversaturation at the natural base of merz, and he also has a really, really good number of mules call down to help him get more and more minerals. And we do see another command center, as I think merz realizes he's going to run out of income soon. Even though he has more income per minute, he's going to run out because his opponent has already expanded to this base that he knows about. If we take a look at both players' vision, I thought he saw this, but I guess he did not. So DIMAGA does have 2 additional bases, and he's trying to harass with these mules. The mules are coming in here, and the Marines stem, and they run away. And these 2 supply depot needs to get built relatively soon, but he's not supply blocked at the moment, so it's not too desperate of a time. 2 SCVs coming in, and I think these SCVs will be able to spot the expansions for his opponent. And this one Zergling is patrolling back and forth to see when his opponent expands. Very, very good use of that 25 mineral for that one Zergling. And for the first time, merz has seen the Bailing's Nest and the Spire, but he already seen the tech units for those structures, so that's something he already knew. But this SCV has gotten view of the upper right hand corner, will show that DIMAGA has expanded there. And it looks like merz is feeling pressure. Even though this command center is about to go down, he knows his opponent is going to be ahead in terms of income very, very soon, and he's going to do a little push here, or possibly a last ditch effort to even the odds. A scan went off, and it looks like these Zerglings and Bailings are going to try to get in here before this tank siege up. The tanks are sieging. The Bailings are going to not hit the tanks. Very good idea to just try to get to the Marines, but they're not quick enough. A lot of the siege tanks were taking out those Bailings, but at the same time, Mula's taking out the tanks. Very, very good exchange for DIMAGA, and merz is a little bit desperate. He does scan. He's going to come in here, and he's going to try to snipe off some structures, anything he can. He wants to get in view of those medevacs as he's killing off the extractor. The extractor is going to hurt DIMAGA a little bit, but a lot of Zerglings are going to be coming. Those Zerglings are pretty upgraded. I believe it's going to be 2-2 against 1-0 upgrade for these Marines. The Marines are running back. The Zerglings and Bailings running full speed ahead, and this Bailing is going to run back because there's more and more siege tanks sieging up. And this is very good play for merz, as he's getting more units to build those missile turrets. Missile turrets will hurt the Mutalists a lot because missile turrets are only 75 minerals and absolutely no gas. And it looks like merz wants to set up here and pressure his opponent at the same time. Very, very good play. Good idea when the Zerg player is going to be ahead in terms of bases. And we take a look at the income tab once again. DIMAGA is about 500-600 minerals on average above his opponent. He does have about double the gas of his opponent as well, both about on the same number of harvesters. And the Marines are going to try to protect these siege tanks, as the siege tank will be able to protect the Marines from the Zerglings and the Bailings. But it looks like DIMAGA is going to try to come in here once again. And the army size 127 to 149 for DIMAGA at the moment. DIMAGA is coming in here with Zerglings and Bailings. Bailings really need to hit those Marines and SCVs. He can kill off a lot of SCVs here if he goes for it, and he's not going to go for it. He's going to go for the tanks, and he's killing off some of the Marines on the sides. The SCVs are basically untouched except for as collateral damage. A lot of the Marines have gone down. The army size right now at 92 to 122, but merz is running really low on minerals as he has an oversaturation over here at his natural expansion. And these medevacs are almost dead. A couple of shots from the Mutalists will be able to take them down. And I think he might really want to bunker up and put out missile turrets, as he really needs to defend this base. DIMAGA is coming in here. A lot of Bailings coming in, and there's a ton of SCVs to be killed. That is not a good use of those Bailings, as I think about 5 or 6 of those Bailings blew up to get only about 5 or 6 of those SCVs. And DIMAGA is going to come inside the base. There's not too much. There's a lot of missile turret though, and merz does GG out of the game. Ooh, that was a close one. Good game. I think merz should have expanded elsewhere because this was a good pressure point, but not so good against DIMAGA, especially when he was ahead with those 2 bases. Hope you guys enjoy. Game 3 will be coming very shortly, I hope. And I'll see you guys in the next game. And also subscribe if you liked. Thanks!